Hare Krishna, Omashwari Mati. Nice to see you. Others joining, I think, yeah, I think Shatabi and everyone else joining. So, okay, let me take this opportunity to introduce Her Grace Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji with us. And this is one of those rarest opportunities possibly in your life. Uh, Maybe once in a lifetime opportunity. And we will be meeting and we will be in association with a quote and unquote textbook definition of female monk. Is something generally you don't find even in India. It's a rarity in ISKCON, but it's good fortune that Mataji has agreed. And it's I mean, and that's not like I'm not basically I'm stating facts as they are without any uh, artificial embellishment that Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji. She is a female monk. Okay, that means monk means who is just like we have got brahmacharis in ISKCON. It's like a female monk brahmacharini in ISKCON, and that is to most of you who might not be familiar with Mataji. I remember posted. I deliberately actually posted a small video which I made when I was visiting Mataji's Bhajan Kutir. Okay, that's what how a Bhajan Kutir looks like in 21st century. Okay, Vrindavan. That's what she stays. That is her room. You can see that room. Very as bare minimum, the bare bones thing. However, Mataji was born in Latvia, okay, one of those ex-Russian CIS states, and she grew up there. She like got in touch with Krishna consciousness, born in 1982 actually, and she is also a student of Latvian Academy for Arts. So she is in that sense an artist, and like I saw Mataji's pictures as part of when she was there in Bhaktivedanta Manor. So I used to follow Manor, and many times I would see like she being one of those students. And when I saw her later on in Vrindavan, I could connect the face. I have seen her, and that was in UK in Bhaktivedanta Manor. She took her basic training for 6 years. She was there preaching, distributing books. Uh, got in touch with Krishna consciousness all the way back in 2007 in Latvia. And then from there, she went to UK, got trained there. And since the last 10 years, like this is 2006, 26, in 2016, she is staying in Vrindavan. She was serving in VIHE, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. Okay. That is I would say, the pioneer institute for Bhakti courses. So like in from since late 1980s, Gurujan Prabhu started that project, 1987 onwards. Uh, like the standard of VIH now Institute is a benchmark we are trying to follow, as the standard we are trying to follow. So Mataji has also undergone Bhakti Shastri not once but twice. Okay, and she is a pujari there. She is Kirtanya. I recently sent in your own time, you guys can look into a recent Facebook link I've sent. That is, you can see Mataji like doing Nam Sankirtan on the streets of Vrindavan. Okay. So that's the life. So then a hardcore uh, devotee who can give you the very grounded in sadhana, staying in Vrindavan, living the life of the monk. So more than the academics, all I would implore all of you to take from her that mood which is otherwise like largely heard of but rarely seen. So over to you, Madhurya Gaurangi. Without further ado, her ashram, if you if someone is very fortunate to get a visa finally for India, do visit Brindavan and Ashram, Nikunja Seva Ashram. It's very compact with Bhakti. Please, over to you, Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji. Over to you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So let's welcome Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji with a loud Haribol. Haribol.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I'm seeing all the students. Yes, so we will try to continue your Bhagavad Gita study. You have completed now 12 chapters, yes, and we will now go on with the 13th. Before we start, we will just sing Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopinda Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astottara Satahis Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Viviti Panga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nantikoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय गंगामय की जय यमुनामय की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. Okay, so everybody has Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so Bimal Prasad Prabhu also is listening. Now I am very embarrassed. Okay. So anyway, what to do? Yes. So.
Sorry. I was speaking, but my microphone was off. I'm leaving. So this Damni Maji is here. She is the coordinator. So in case of an emergency, I'll always be on the standby. Thank you, Maji.
Hare Krishna.
They're your students.
Okay. So we'll just go reading each verse. We look at the verse and we'll read some bits of a purport and then discuss a few things. And hopefully you all can actively also join into some of the discussions. Okay. So I'm seeing now that how many total students we have, Damni, today?
Today 16, including you. We have 14 students.
14
excluding you
students.
and
Okay.
me. Yes.
Including me?
Oh no, excluding you and me, 14 students.
Okay. And they all, even though their cameras are off, they are still present, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So let's read. Arjuna Uvacha Prakritim Purush. You can all recite together along with me. Prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetragyam cha etad veditumichami jnanam gyeyam cha keshava. Shri Bhagavan uvacha idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate etatyo veti tam prahu kshetragya iti tatvidah. Yeah. So these are the text verses 1 and 2, and actually there are many. These are Sanskrit words, but many of those words are quite recognizable and familiar to us, like Prakriti, Purusha, yeah, Kshetra, Jnana, Sharira. So it's nice to look at the verse and see the words. So Prakriti means what? Anybody can say, unmute and say?
Nature.
Yeah, nature. Yes, Netik, you also were saying nature. I could see your lips moving. Nature, yes. Prakriti is nature. Purusham.
Who enjoyer?
Yeah, Purusha is enjoyer. And sometimes Purusha is referred to who? Generally, it's referred to who?
To Krishna.
Krishna, yes. To Krishna. But in this verse, in this context, sometimes it also referred to the Jiva. Because we will see later on, yeah? But generally, you're right. It is Krishna because we know he's a topmost supreme enjoyer. Yeah. So, Kshetra.
Uh, Place.
Yeah, generally it's a place. Here it is a field. Yeah, because we will talk about field, which field is also a place. Yeah, like to act. So what else I was saying? Chami, Rahu, Kshetra, Tatvida, Shariram.
Body.
This body.
Body, yes. Shariram is body. So these are quick go through the word for word. Okay. Now, any volunteers for reading the English verse? Who would like to read? We have two verses. One can read one verse. Anybody would like to read the verse? Yes. How you pronounce your name?
Mataji Gitika.
Gitika.
Yes, Gitika.
Gitika. Okay. Gitika will read verse 1 and Shatabi can read verse 2.
Okay. Translation, Mataji.
Only translation. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Arjuna said, "O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha the enjoyer, and the field and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of knowledge." The Supreme Personality of
Now
Godhead
this is
said,
the wait. This was the verse 1. Now
okay,
Shatabi reads verse 2.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, a son of Kunti, is called the field, and the one who knows this body is called the knower of the field."
So what is field?
Field is the place, like
Field is a place, yes. But in this, according to this verse,
The body.
Shatabi is read,
this
what is a
body,
field?
Body.
the body,
Body
our
is
body.
a field, yeah. Okay,
mm,
that's good. So that we can remember. Yes. So we will have a we will analyze a little bit here what was written in these verses. So basically, Arjuna says to Krishna, and he expressed his desires that he wants to know something. Yeah. So what does Krishna want to know? Can we look at the verse? He wants to know about what?
About Prakriti, Purusha, the field, and the knower of the field.
Yeah. Okay. So he knows, but we don't understand what it means. I want to know about field. I want to know about enjoyer, about nature. It's difficult to understand what does it mean. I want to know about the field, what I'm going to do, plant some plants or something. Yeah. So we'll go and see closer to it, yes. And we will try to understand what are all these terms. Okay, so we'll read the purport now. We're not going to read the whole purport, just some selected sections. So I will read it myself, and then we will stop and discuss. Okay, so purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna was inquisitive to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, Kshetra, the field, Kshetragya, its knower, the knower of the field, and the knowledge, and the object of knowledge. Yeah. So Arjuna wanted to learn about the knower and also about knowledge and about the object of knowledge. So how do you understand what is object of knowledge? Object of knowledge is something that we want to know about. Yeah. So that is our object of knowledge. So when he inquired about all these, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and that one who knows the body is called the knower of the field. And this body is the field of activity for conditioned soul. Yes? So who can explain how now we have very active students until now, Netik and Kitika, so let some other students speak now. So what do you understand? What is the field? Yeah, you can take. Yes, Prerna?
Hare Krishna Mataji, the field here is the body. Like we are in the Maya, like Maya is attacking us. So we want to get rid of Maya and the field of body because we are
But
conditioned here.
how is it that body is a field?
Because the soul is in the body. So the actions we are doing are from this body. Without this body, we cannot go back to Godhead, back to Krishna. So this is a field where we work and work for upliftment.
Yeah. So basically, body is given like a place or area for jiva to function. Yeah. So it's like an analogy or like a figurative description. Yes. For example, a farmer has some kind of field and he can plant different crops there. He can put rice, he can put potatoes, tomatoes, but his field is only this much big. And what he can put in that field also depends on the soil. Maybe there is already many trees growing in the field, and there is not many plants you can put because the sun is not going on a soil. It's a shadow. Or maybe he's got the field in a desert and nothing will grow there. So basically the field, kshetra, is something where that farmer can act and plant whatever is suitable. So the same way we have a body, and everybody is a different, and some are qualified in this way, and some are qualified in other way. So jiva, according to the karma, has earned that type of body, and therefore it's called field because we can act in that field according to our adhikar, according to our capacity. Yes, so this is just to clarify that idea about the field. So next is, yes, so nature is material nature, and who is kshetragya, the knower of the field? We will read, it will be explained more. So we'll read again the purport. And so, according to his capacity to dominate material nature, means Jiva, yes? According to Jiva's capacity to dominate material nature, he gets a field of activity. That field of activity is the body. And what is the body? The body is made of senses. The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification, and according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered the body or field of activity. Therefore, the body is called kshetra, or the field of activity of the conditioned soul. So, for example, demigods, some devatas, they get very highly advanced body, so they can enjoy very fine and refined things, food, music, different varieties of things. And somebody who got, for example, the body of a cockroach or a rat, they can enjoy in a drain where all the refuse water go. So it's a different degree of enjoyment from the demigod. So that's why it said that it, according to one's capacity. Yeah. So someone has a beautiful voice for singing, so he can enjoy by singing. But someone who doesn't have a voice for singing, they will not be able to enjoy in that way. So that's why it's according to capacity. So then who is a knower of the field? What do you think? Who is a knower of the field? What about Prena? What do you think? What is a knower of the field?
Does it me? Because there are two prenas here.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Yes, you.
Okay. So knower of the field, I guess the person, like we discussed that body is the field. So knower of the field will be the person who knows about the body, how is this made, and what is the purpose of this body.
And who
Like
is
he
that?
knows we, the soul.
The soul is the knower of the field. Gikita, what is your opinion?
Soul, because we are the soul, and we
Yeah,
get
because the
this
soul,
body. We are the souls,
soul,
and yes,
and we are
we are
in a
the
body,
knowledge.
so we know the body. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So yeah, so it is. Yeah, the conditioned soul is inside the body, and they know the body. But interesting is that in Sanskrit there are last two words tat vidaha. If you look at the verse again, you will see tat vidaha. So it's explained that this word tatvidaha means that the actual knower of the field is the person who knows that he's not the field.
that I am
Yeah?
not the body, I am the soul.
Yeah, so that's a real knower of the field, a real knower of the body. Yes? So that's it's written also here, yeah? Prabhupada writes, now the person who should not identify himself with the body is kshetragya, the knower of the field. Yes. So this is what Prabhupada says. Okay, so now we will skip few lines and again read Prabhupada's purport. Thus, there is difference between the knower of the field of activities and the actual field of activities. Yes. So we understand this difference. A living conditioned soul can thus understand that he is different from the body. Yes, and Prabhupada writes even more farther. He said that by little contemplation, one can understand that he is not the body. And he gives example also in a purport about the how how to What is this contemplation? How to understand? So he's saying, like he's quoting the verse, Dehi nosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. Yeah. Yes, someone wants to say you. I'm seeing all your lips are moving. Very nice. You have learned.
2.13 it is Dehi nosmanya thade Kaumaram Yovanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptir Dhiras Tatra Namohyate.
And what is the meaning?
Like the soul changes from boyhood to young and then adult, and then after that he'll change the body. He will change the body.
Yes, and what they change the body, and then after changing body, he cries. Oh, such a pity.
No, he never cries. He never like he is a sober person. He remains
And what
like
they're not bewildered by such
yes, not
changes.
a wilderness.
Yes. So this is the and why they not bewildered? Because they have understood that I am not this body. Yes. So this is what Srila Prabhupada says that that's the actual knower of the field. So Prabhupada gives some example of how we can understand that us soul, we are different from the body. Anyone can find in this same purport what kind of example Srila Prabhupada gives? Who has found can raise a hand.
Mataji, could you please repeat your question again?
Yeah, we read in a purport. Yeah, when I read purport, yeah, what we read is said that by little contemplation one can understand that we are different from the body. So by little contemplation, a person can understand they are not this body. So before that, it is actually one. Yeah, before that, Srila Prabhupada has given an example how to understand that we are not this body. He's given a because he said about that by little contemplation. So what kind of contemplation it is? How should we contemplate? That there are different ways how Prabhupada explains also in some other some other of his classes that we are not this body. So here in this purport, just few lines, it is like few paragraphs from the beginning. He explains how we can understand by little contemplation that we are not this body. So contemplation means thinking, by little thinking. So what should we think? Yeah, you can read the purport a little bit, and it's there. He gives like an example. How we prove is the simple words that we are not this body, we are different. Yes, I see that Naitik has hand up. What about others? Let others also find, and we will discuss. Yes, good. Anyone else? I have seen two hands. Okay. I don't know. It's a real name, yeah? Praina Mulani. Yes. Okay. So what did you find?
Hare Krishna Mataji. It says there, sometimes we think I'm happy, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a dog, I'm a cat. These are the bodily designations of the knower, but the knower is different from the body. Although we may use many articles, our clothes, etc., we know that we are different from the things used. Similarly, we also understand by a little contemplation that we are different from the body. I or you or anyone else who owns the body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field of activities, and the body is called Kshetra, the field of activities itself.
Yes, thank you. So, Netik, what did you find?
Mataji, I don't know perfectly the example, but exactly the Prerna Mataji said, I'm happy, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a dog, I'm a cat. Like, as Srila Prabhupada said that this is my hand, this is my body. We use these terms to like state our body. Like, this is my body. But I am a soul. I think that is example.
Yes. Gita, what about you?
Yes, Mataji, as Natik Prabhu said, like, this is my hand, Prabhupada said, this is my hand and this is my body. So this is my, like, someone who, like, when we say this is mine, this is my cloth, this is my, so like me itself, something else, na, like, I'm not this body. I am representing my hand, my body. It's complete, it's not me, like, so
Yeah.
what?
You
I am
say,
the soul,
this is
yes,
my hand, but
yes.
who is me who
You
owns
is
the
me,
hand?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Or you don't say that
So,
I hand. You
I
say
hand,
my hand.
my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one example. Very nice. But what exactly, how Srila Prabhupada, because there are several, throughout the Prabhupada's lectures and purports, we can read these different examples. So it's very nice. Yes, this is one of the examples I was also waiting for. But also in the purport, Srila Prabhupada also says that he describes this verse, Dehinosmin Yatadehe, which we recited, yes, and he said that the living entity is within the body, and that the body is changing from childhood, boyhood, from boyhood to youth, from youth to old age. But the person who owns the body knows that he knows that the body is changing. And how does he know? Because he has not changed. He's different from the body. Yeah? So example is like this, that when we were 2 year old, we were having completely different body. So now that body actually does not exist, and we are now adults, young adults. I don't know, some are maybe 20, some are 25, maybe 18 years old. So this body is totally different from the 2 year old. Even it's totally different from the 10 year old. But we, as us, we remember all these bodies. We remember the 2 year old body, which is completely different. We remember the 10 year old body, which was completely different. And we remember now the 20 year and the 30 year old body. And they are completely different. One is small, one is big, and like this. But means that we gone through all these bodies and we experienced all of them. That's why we can remember them. So this is a verse, this Dehinosmin. And we can use these examples are very important to know, because sometimes when we want to explain somebody else uh, by such kind of logical examples that we are not this body, it is very useful, because otherwise not everybody will just directly accept the statements of scriptures. So you will have to give them logical examples which they can relate to from day to day life. Yeah. And another example which Srila Prabhupada many times gives is that if someone dies and we cry, oh, he's gone, he's gone. But who is gone? He's still lying there, but means that the soul is gone and the body is still here. So the body is there. Why should we cry? For what? Yeah. But we are actually crying because soul is gone. So it means that we actually never saw the real person. We always were thinking that this is the body. So at least 3 examples we can take now, and I'm sure there are more. But this also would nice you are equipped with, then you can explain other persons who are interested, who you maybe who may be interested to know about the spiritual nature of the soul. Okay, so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about kshetra, about the body as a field, and then he said that this type of field, like in a field, something grows. Always there is, if not a tree, grass grows in a field. So this field, this body, is a perfect field where a tree can grow. What kind of tree? The tree of repeated birth and death. Yes. So this is the tree, this is the field where a tree of repeated birth and death can grow. Yes. So that's why I think who was there saying? I forgot now who of you, is that we have to uh, free ourselves from this body so that a tree of repeated birth and death doesn't grow anymore in our field. Yes. So knowledge. Yeah. So there also we will be reading, and there are different definitions of knowledge, but here also is that mm, to understand that this tree, yes, that tree, which is the repeated birth and death, is a perfect manifestation of Lord's material energy of Prakriti. Yes, she has created it perfectly, and then we also get attached to that field. Yes. So, and how do we get attached? How this tree which grows in that field, how is it sustained? It is, yeah. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:12-23, and it calls that field and a tree it grows. It calls gridaha. Yes. So how the tree gridaha is sustained? It is sustained. Sorry, the trees are not a grida. The grida are the material desires. So it's explained that the tree which grows in a field is nourished by material desires. Yeah. So there is a field which is our body. And in that field, in that body, the tree of repeated birth and death grows. And it is nourished by our material desires. Yes. So and then it just gives us entanglement. Yes. So now we'll briefly discuss a knower of the field, because Shri Prabhupada Arjuna was asking about Prakriti, about Purusha, and also about knowledge, about the knower of the field. So what we concluded, who is a knower of the field?
Who knows that I
The
am not the
one,
soul? I am not the body, I am the soul, sorry.
Yes. Who is this? Who knows?
The
who
soul?
knows that I'm not the field. The knower of the
Yes.
field is that.
Yeah, the real knower of knowledge is one who knows I'm not the field. But who is this who is not the field?
Soul.
The soul?
Soul,
The soul.
yes, right. The soul. Therefore, we concluded that a knower of the field is soul. Yes? But there is one more knower of the field. Who is this? Yes, Praina, you are smiling. Maybe you have an answer.
Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, explain. How is it?
Because he is the knower of all bodies. He knows everything about us. We are bodies. And what is the purpose of bodies? We can serve Krishna. So that's.
Yeah. So, but without body, you can't serve Krishna?
Yes, we can serve in Golok Dham
Yes.
when we
So
reach.
actually, we don't need the body.
Yes.
Yes. So there are two. How many knowers of the body?
Two.
Two.
The
Who are
soul
they?
and the supreme soul.
Yes, soul and supreme soul. And they both are knowers of the body. Okay? So, um, and jiva, there are two types of jivas. One jiva who
who one type of jiva is which identifies with the body, with the field. They also know about field something. No? Even they identify with the field, they still know. At least they know when the pain, when the body gives pain, it means that it's in a pain. When it gives pleasure, it's a pleasure. And then there is other type of jiva who is a spiritualist, and this is a second type of knower. So out of these two, the real knower, the actual knower, is the spiritualist who knows that they are not this body. So, what we have more here is that so that was indicated about in the second verse. So now I want to ask you, I want to discuss. Okay, but that we will discuss in text 3, which will go now. But before we move on, I wanted to just quickly also in next paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes little summary of Bhagavad Gita, because now we are entering the last 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So we should understand how the Gita is formed. What is the, like a story in a brief, yeah, in a pocket, we can say, yeah. So Srila Prabhupada says that, and other acharyas as well, that chapter 1 to 6, it was knowledge of Jivatma, knowledge about Jiva. Yeah, we remember in second chapter we were reading that Jiva cannot be cut. What else was there written? Cannot be dried. Yes, what else? What Jiva cannot be?
Cannot be burned,
Yeah.
cannot be
What else?
wet,
Yeah, cannot be become wet by water. What about cutting in pieces
cannot be cut by
by any weapon?
any
Yeah.
weapon.
Yes. Yes. So we read this. So this is and then we read about karma yoga in chapters 3 and 5, about jnana in chapter 4, to know about the knowledges. So everything was basically explained about jiva from chapter 1 to 6. So then, this is Prabhupada writes in purport. Yes, so he says that in the first 6 chapters, yes, and in the middle 6 chapters, the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the relationship between individual soul and the super soul in regard to devotional service are described. Okay, so now a little thinking. It said that the middle 6 chapters means it is 7 to 12. The relationship between Supreme Lord and Jiva in relation of devotional service is described. So what is that one word what you can equate to this sentence? The relationship between,
Sambandh,
okay, sambandha is just a general word with relationship, but usually don't use it in when we discuss shastra. Sambandha then means something different. But specifically, just to hear carefully, the relationship between Krishna and the soul in regard of devotional service. So what is that one word we use all the time?
servant,
Okay, servant. Yes,
Bhakta.
Kashish has hand up.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Basically, Mataji, we are the part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, and we are the eternal servant of the Lord. That was the relationship. That is the relationship between soul and Supreme Soul.
Yeah, that is a relation, but in one word.
Devotee.
Very closer, yes. Yes, I'm looking for a Sanskrit word.
Bhakta.
Yes, Bhakti, yes. So in chapter 7 to 12, Bhakti is described, yes. Even chapter 9 is called devotional service. Also, chapter 12 describes how you can be dear to Lord. So, very good, very good. Thank you. Yes, so chapter 1 to 6 was about Jiva, yes, everything about Jiva. Chapter 7 to 12 is Bhakti, which means Jiva and the Lord. That is Bhakti. Yes? So this is the summary. So now, in chapter 13 and 18, is Jiva and the matter. Yes, so now in chapter 13, we're discussing about Kshetra, about the Prakriti. Chapter 14, we'll be discussing about the three modes of material nature. And then later on, more other chapters will be about divine and demoniac natures, and like this. So this is the um, um, like how the Bhagavad Gita, how Lord chose to speak Bhagavad Gita. First talks about soul, then he talks about soul and himself, and then he talks about soul and the matter. And this is meant to give knowledge. Because we can, oh yes, I'm a soul, and he's a Lord, and I can have bhakti. But this can be a sentimental statement. With this last section, we gain a specific, particular knowledge that although, yes, we are the soul, and the Lord is a supreme soul, and we are his servant in part and parcel, nevertheless, we are now in this material world entangled. So we are not matching that which was written in the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, we see there is some different, something different is there, yes? So this knowledge is meant to invoke required renunciation to actually take up that bhakti very strongly. Yes? So basically we have learned that we are soul. We are eternal. There is na jayate, na mriyate, na kadachit. Yeah, the body is just like a dress which you take and throw, take and throw. Yes, so this we learned in chapter 1 to 6. So then 7 to 12 we actually learned that it's not just jiva which is eternal, that it's not the jiva which is not connected with the body. It's not the jiva which is spiritual, pure, cannot be cut and moistened by water or dried by the wind. But this jiva also has a relationship with the Lord, is a devotee, is a bhakta. Yes. So this you see how it's how the how you call it, the thread through the Bhagavad Gita goes. But then we understand that our position is different. We are here in our kshetra. We have our tree which grows our birth, repeated birth and death tree is growing in our field, and we nourish it with our material desires. So then how do we relate to this middle 6 chapters, Bhakti, when we are so busy with growing the tree of material desires, so of repeated birth and death. So therefore, this last chapter, last 6 chapters, has been given to us that we, like it said, we invoke a required renunciation to practice bhakti, because the main thing is described in the middle 6 chapters. It's bhakti. There is nothing more in this world, and there is no other interest for devotees. But because there are so many also obstacles, then the last 6 chapters are given to us so that we can understand how we can practice that bhakti. Yes, so there we are now having that knowledge of jiva and the matter. Yes, and at the end still Krishna says, just sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papabhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. Yeah, which means don't worry. So this is Prabhupada gives a little overview, yeah, of Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Okay, so we go now to text 3. Text 3. Let me just go down. Okay. So kshetragyam chapi mamidi sarvakshetreshu bharata kshetrakshetragyayor jnanam yattajnanam matam mamam. Okay. Who would like to read text 3? Who did not read last time? Anyone who doesn't have camera can read? I think I saw one hand, but I'm not sure. Okay, who is here? Neelam Potwani.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanmay Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
I have to read the translation or the purport as well.
Sanskrit we just read. You read the translation.
Read the?
Translation.
Okay. Oh, section of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. This is my opinion.
Yes. So here we specifically talk about what is knowledge. And here in this verse, it's described, yes? So what is knowledge? Anyone can understand from the verse what is knowledge? Yeah, we will wait for some other. Shatabi, what you understand from the verse? What is knowledge? Take your time.
That I'm also in all other bodies, and to understand this body, the one who understands this body is also the knower of. So the one who understands this body is also the knower, and that is called as the knowledge.
No. Read again that sentence slowly.
Okay, so I'm also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called the knowledge.
Yeah. So knowledge is what? To understand what?
That Krishna is the knower of
No.
all the
You
body.
you just repeat the text. The things is mentioned. What is knowledge?
The
To
one who
understand this
understands
body.
this body is the knower, and its knower is called
So
the
what do
knowledge.
we have to understand?
So we have to understand this body and its knower. The one who knows this body is
Yes.
called the
So two
knowledge.
things we have to understand. Yes. The
Mhm.
knowledge means to understand two things. Very good. Thank you. What are these two things? Kamal, you tell us. What are these two things that we have to understand? Kamal, your hand is up.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanmay Pranam. We understand the body and the soul differences is called knowledge.
Yes. So we understand the body and
Soul difference.
the
Besides
soul.
this
Yes,
is the
because the knower of the body is soul. Yes.
yes.
So it said that, and it's knower. So who else is knower of the body? How many knowers of the body are there?
2.
So then exactly what we have to understand?
We have to understand the body and also the soul, the relationship between soul and super soul.
Yeah, it doesn't mention here about the relationship. So tell
Then
again, what are these things?
this body, we like the real knowledge is knowing about what body is and who is the knower of body. So we understand that there are two knowers of body. First is soul and then other is super soul, Krishna.
So basically it's three things, yes? The body, the soul, and the super soul. So to know this is knowledge, yeah? And the Sanskrit word for this, jnana, jnanam. Yeah. Okay, good. So, and so that is perfect knowledge, to know the knower of the field. Yes. So we'll read quickly a purport a little bit. While discussing the subject of the body and the knower of the body, the soul and the supersoul, we shall find 3 different topics of study. So in all this discussion, there will be 3 topics of study. One is the Lord, one is a living entity, and the matter. Actually, so how we did a summary of Bhagavad Gita, and this was the 3 topics which we discussed, is the Lord, the living entity, and the matter, and how all they interrelate. So this is actually called Sambandha. In from the Shastric point of view, this is called Sambandha. So maybe in a day-to-day conversation, Sambandha is just means connection or relationship. But here Sambandha means, yes, it is kind of a relationship, you can say, but specifically relationship between the Lord, living entity, and matter. Yes. And like some of us were saying that the living entity is a servant of the Lord, and what about matter? What is the connection with matter? The connection with matter is none. Actually, yeah? There is no connection with the matter. It's just illusion and Maya. So this is the topics of study, yeah, which is called the object of knowledge. We sometimes also call it, and in Sanskrit, object of knowledge was. Let me just remember. Sorry, I just check, and it got out of my mind. Yeah. So Kshetragya Geyam is the object of knowledge. Okay, so in every field of activity, in every body, there are 2 souls. How many souls? How many souls?
2.
2 souls.
2 souls. Anyone can say who are they?
The soul and the super soul.
Yeah, we call it individual soul and super soul. Yes. So the individual and super soul, because the super soul is a plenary expansion of Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. Krishna says, I am also the knower, but I am not the individual knower of the body. I am the super knower. I am present in everybody as Paramatma, the super soul. Yes. So coming back to that statement that knowledge is to understand body and its knower, means who we have to understand? The body
The
and
body, soul, individual soul, and super soul.
yes, these 3 items. Very good, very good. Thank you. Okay. So now we will read the analogy. We will read the analogy of how we can understand this difference between the soul and the super soul, specifically in this context of about the knower of the field. So what's the difference? We want to discuss what is the difference between these 2 knowers. Okay. So first, maybe before reading what Srila Prabhupada says okay, now, yes, let's first read. The Lord says, so there are it's a few paragraphs down, yeah? 1, 2, we are reading the 3rd paragraph of this purport. The Lord says that I am the knower of the field of activities in every individual body. The individual may be the knower of his own body, of his own body, but he is not in knowledge of other bodies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present as a super soul in all bodies, knows everything about all bodies. So super soul knows everything about
all bodies.
Yes, super soul knows everything about all the bodies. He knows all the different bodies of all varieties of species of life. So now is analogy. A citizen may know everything about his patch of land. Yes. So we also some patch of land, and we know everything. We know that in this corner we have planted a banana tree. On that corner we have planted a nimbu tree. In another corner we have a house. On the fourth corner we have a cow. So everybody, I know everything about my field. But if I go 5 houses away, I don't know anything what that neighbor's field is about. Yeah, we don't know what trees he's growing, or we don't know what animals are there, how the garden is made. Yes, but the king has record of all the bodies. He knows which citizen, what kind of houses, how big house he has, and what type of um, maybe even pets, everything. Yeah, it's all um, recorded in a government's administrative materials. Yeah? So a citizen may know everything about his own about his own patch of land, but the king knows not only his palace, but all the properties possessed by individual citizens. Similarly, when one may be the proprietor of body individually, but the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of all bodies. The king is the original proprietor of the kingdom, and the citizen is the secondary proprietor. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the supreme proprietor of all bodies. Yes? So this is one of the analogies that Krishna is great. He knows everything about all the bodies, like king knows everything about everyone's property. So let's have a little discussion now amongst all of us, and say what are other differences between these two knowers, the soul and super soul, how we can distinguish them. Yes, you can just open your mic and tell. Yeah, just open mic and tell. It's a discussion.
So the we are part and parcel of soul, the Lord. So Krishna has all the 6 opulences, and we have the minute quantity in that. Like the quality is same, but quantity
Okay, so
different.
then
So
how do
Krishna,
you define it in a short? That somebody has all and somebody has small quality. Just tell in like 2 words. Krishna is
like,
big.
and the soul is small.
Yes, very good. Okay. Any other differences? What are more other differences between the soul and the super soul?
Krishna is a controller, and we are all
We are what?
we
Controlled.
controlled.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Yes, don't raise hand, just open mic and speak.
As Prerna Mataji said that both owners are same in quality but different in quantity, like as the water of the ocean. If we take 2 drops or 1 drop from the ocean, the water will be salty as the ocean water. But the quantity is different. This is
Yes.
exactly how the soul and super soul are different. And another example of the both owner is that I think this is the only example I know so far.
You can. Very nice example. Yes. Anyone? Just you don't need to even tell example. You can just say just what are the differences. What's the difference between the super soul and the soul?
As we learned in previous chapters, like one example that there is tree and they have two birds. One is enjoying and one is, might be this can be example or not. I'm not sure, Mataji.
One is enjoyer and one is
One is watching, like they're
witness.
in.
Yes. Yes, so basically, we can tell one is fallible and one is infallible because that enjoying of the fruit means that you have get entangled. But a soul, even though, sorry, but a super soul, even though he is also sitting in the same tree, he's not entangled. So there means he's infallible. Yes, this is very nice example. Yes, any other example? What's the difference between the soul and the super soul? Example or just statement?
Soul is
One is
having
called,
soul
sorry?
is soul is having limits, and super soul is limitless.
Yes, very good. One is limited and one is unlimited. Very nice. Yes. So what about one is the whole and the Lord is a whole and
We are the parts.
we are the parts. Yes. And then conclusion comes what part does to the whole?
Serves
What
the
part,
whole.
huh?
It
Serves the
serves the
whole.
whole.
Yes. So the super soul is a master and
And
the individual soul is
slaves or servants.
Servant.
a servant. Yes, very nice. So that was our discussion just to understand these differences because it's very important. Yes. And now somebody may interpret all this and start saying that actually there is only one knower, but it is actually the uh, faulty statement, and it is usually mm, propagated by Mayavadi speakers. But it is going against Bhagavad Gita because in a verse 15:17, yes, if you want to remember the number, Bhagavad Gita 15:17, it is actually mentioned that they are two, and one is superior and one is inferior. So if we want to follow Shastra, then we will understand that there is not only one knower, it is um, there is a more, there are two knowers
Two
and one is big.
knowers.
Well, yeah, two knowers, one is big and another is small. Okay, now we go to text 4. Mm. Tat kshetram yats cha yadrik cha yad vikari yatas cha yat sachayo yat prabhavascha tat samashena me shrinu. Okay, so now, okay, you read, one of you read, who has not read yet. Shankar Shandas. You want to read the verse, translation of the verse 4? Maybe didn't hear. Okay, Kamal, you read.
Hare Krishna. Now please share my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted. What its changes are when it is produced to the knower of the field of activities is and what its influence are.
Yeah. So now please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, whence it is produced, who is that knower, of the field of activities, who the knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. Yes, so now Krishna starts to reply to Arjuna's questions. Yeah, I mean, he started already some verses ago, but he continues now. Yes. So now we will have a list of things of what Lord will be describing in this regard. That will be mentioned in this purport. So the Lord is describing the field of activities and the knower of the field of activities in their constitutional positions. One has to know. So now, do we want to know what we have to know? Yes.
How the body is formed.
Yes. So we will read now in purport what we have to know. It said here, the second sentence starts, one has to know how this body is constituted. That first. The materials of which his body is made. Third, under whose control this body is working. 4, how the changes are taking place. 5th, where from the changes are coming. 6, what the causes are. 7, what the reasons are. 8, what the ultimate goal of individual soul is, and what the actual form of individual soul is. One should also know the distinction between the individual living being and the super soul. Yes, it is mentioned here that one should know the distinction between the individual soul and the super soul, which we just discussed. So we should be familiar with this point. Yeah. Mhm. So, what are the influences and what are their potentials? So one just has to know, has to understand Bhagavad Gita directly from, this Bhagavad directly from the description given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all this will be clarified. But one should be careful not to consider the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everybody to be one with the individual soul, the jiva. This is something like equating potent and important. Yes. So we should be very careful not to make super soul and individual soul equal. This is what Srila Prabhupada says here. So now one has to know, and then there is a list of items. So I would like that we take one item each, and at home we go through and find an answer. Okay, so first, how this body is constituted and what material of which materials body is made. I think these two can be are like together. So which and who would like to take this point and then in a free time read Bhagavad Gita and find out and present us answer. If possible tomorrow, it's good, but if someone's busy, then we can also go for other day. Yes, Prerna, your hand is up. You want to take this topic? Yeah?
Yes,
Okay, I'll
Mataji.
just write down your name. Then tomorrow you can tell us about it. Okay, next is under whose control this body is working. Who wants to take this topic? Kashish takes. Okay. So then, if possible, tomorrow or any other day, you can tell us about this. Mostly, all the answers will be in chapter 13, but it could be also in other chapters. Who took this? Kashish, yes? Next is, oh yeah, we have it here. So how the changes of body are taking place and how and where they're coming from. So about changes, it's a bit maybe difficult topic. If you don't want to take this, don't take. But if anybody wants to take about changes, who wants to challenge? I have seen 2 hands up. Oshatabi, okay. Let's give her changes and then Kitiba can take another one. So for Kitika, we'll give what are the causes and what are the reasons. One second. I'm just writing down that I don't forget who took what. Okay. So next is what the ultimate goal of individual soul is. Who wants to take this? Neelam. Okay. I write your name.
Mataji, what is the ultimate goal?
Yeah. All these questions are mentioned in this purport for the text 4. So you can go through again that purport and remind your question. Yeah, what is the ultimate goal of individual soul? So, but you don't forget that all these answers you have to bring from Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, it's not that you write your own ideas. You have to read this chapter, and when you find an answer, then you quote what Prabhupada has written and give us and prepare also the number of the verse. Okay? So in this way, we have to learn the work authentically. That when we say something, there should always be some shloka or some statement from Shastra to back up our statement, our words. Yes?
Okay,
Mm. Okay, so what else was there? What is the distinction between individual soul and the super soul? Yes, so we discussed this already, but still you can go through chapter 13 and find everything what is written about this topic. Anybody want to take this topic? What is the distinction between the supreme soul and individual soul?
Mataji, I want to say something. You have missed
Yes,
one question. After this question, what is the ultimate goal of the individual soul? After, there is also one question. What are the actual
yes, there was
form
a
of?
question about what is a form. Yeah. Uh, I think it is a little bit difficult to find, but if anybody wants to try, you can also take this because I skipped it. I thought it's a bit difficult, but still, someone can be very brave and take it up. Yes, so we have 2 options: either about form of individual soul, or what is the distinction between super soul and individual soul. Anyone? We have still many students who don't have any homework. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can I do this?
The form. Which one you
Uh,
want to do?
the what the actual form of the individual soul is, his form.
Yes, sure. You take it. I saw Kamal's hand. You want to take which Kamal? Which one you want to take?
Mataji, the
I,
distance
I
between
cannot hear your voice. You can speak a little more loud.
Mataji, the distance between soul and the super soul.
The distinction about the soul? Yes?
And the super
Yes,
soul.
Mataji.
Yes, yes. So you take that one. And then we have the last one. no, that's not the last. There is the what is the influence of the super soul? And then the last one, what are the potentials? Yeah, it's also a little bit tricky, but still it's possible. Anybody wants to have a challenge? Okay, I think yeah. Okay, so we'll leave that. Okay, so you take your time. If you can prepare for tomorrow, you can reply tomorrow, or maybe we can divide. Part of you will do tomorrow, and then others can do on Wednesday. Okay, and yeah, it's not that you have to give 1 hour class, but it will be everybody will have like 1-2 minutes just to tell what they read exactly in which part of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, easy, a little challenging, but will be good. Yes, so we will read now text 5. ऋषिभिर् बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रापदश्चैव हेतुमाद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः. Anybody reads translation? Who wants to read? Netik, you read? Text
That
5,
knowledge,
translation.
that knowledge of the field of activities and the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in the Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect.
Yeah. Okay, good. So here, Krishna mentions Vedanta Sutra. So I have a question to you. Why Krishna, who is cause of all causes, he's origin of everything. And he's actually, as in chapter 15, we read, he's a compiler of the Vedas. So why he is quoting Vedanta Sutra to strengthen his own statement?
I guess he is setting an example for us that if we want to talk or tell about to any people about Krishna or Bhagavad Gita, we should also take references of Vedanta Sutra or different sages, so to like prove our point, make that strong.
Yes, very nice answer. Very nice. And this is one reason. And the second reason is that here we can understand the verse is about what? Verse is about what? A verse about that knowledge of the field of activities and the knower of activities is described by various sages. Yes. So this topic about the field and and the knower of the field is described by different sages, and it is also described in Vedanta Sutra. So one reason is because Krishna is setting example that we always have to quote some shastric evidence for our statement, but also because this topic about the difference of soul, individual soul, and super soul, it is also like a very hot topic, yeah. And Prabhupada writes in purport here, it's a most controversial point regarding the duality and non-duality. So he is creating Vedanta Sutra specifically because of Mayavadis who want to convince everyone that soul and super soul is non is a different two different entities, and they are distinct. So here he quotes he refers to Vedanta Sutra to explain that there is a difference between soul and super soul, and specifically is that the Mayavadis, their Vedanta Sutra is their book, and they want to preach that super soul and individual soul are one. But here Krishna says in verse that Vedanta Sutra specifically speaks about the duality. So he specifically mentioned this book because that's a book which Mayavadis respect very much. Yeah, so it's interesting tactic of Krishna how to uh, how to defeat Mayavad philosophy. So, and then he also speaks about rishis who also speak about duality of the soul. So now we quickly jump to the middle of the purport. It's the first paragraph is very long, and then there is a second paragraph, small, and the third paragraph. And we'll read the third paragraph now. As stated before, kshetra is a field of activities, and there are two kinds of kshetragya. Kshetragya is what?
Knower of the field.
Yeah, how many of them are there?
Two.
Two, yes, and they are the individual
The
soul and
soul
the
and
And the
the
super
supreme
soul.
entity. Yes. So now some references here. As stated in Taittiriya Upanishad 2:9, Brahma Pucham Pratishta, there is a manifestation of the Supreme Lord's energy known as Annamaya. So basically, it is said that there is a manifestation of Supreme Lord's energy known as Annamaya, the dependence upon food for existence. Like we can see animals and insects and birds, they are only concerned where is the food, where I will catch some worm or something like this. So that's called Annamaya. So this is a materialistic realization of the supreme, yeah, because basically they so much depend on food and they think that the food sustains them. So it is called that they have realized supreme in food. Yes, so that's a materialistic realization of the supreme. Then after Annamaya, you can write these things down. Yeah, these are very important. Annamaya. So then next comes Pranamaya. So after realizing that the Supreme Personality in food, one can realize the absolute truth by the living symptoms of life. Yeah, so it's a little bit higher seeing like that emotional things and some kind of close relationship. Some people see Supreme in that. That's called Pranamaya. Next is that in Jnanamaya, which is next stage, realization extends beyond the living symptoms to take point of thinking, feeling, to the point of thinking, feeling, and willing. Yes, so Jnanamaya becomes more subtle, and for Jnanamaya people, something like feeling, thinking, and willing, this is in Jnanamoy and it is above gross bodily concept of life. But still, it's not considered spiritual. So then there is a Brahman realization called Vijnanamaya, in which the living entities, mind, and life symptoms are distinguished from the living entity himself. The next and supreme stage is Anandamaya, the realization of the all blissful life. Thus, there are 5 stages of Brahman realization. Yeah, this is important to remember. I hope everyone is writing it down. So, there are 5 stages of Brahman realization, which is called Brahma Pucham. Brahma Pucham. What are the 5 stages?
Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya.
Yes. And Anandamaya is service to the Lord. Okay, good. Yes, so when um, when when the living entity decides to enjoy in dovetailing himself with Anandamaya, means in devotional service, then he becomes perfect. Yes, so that's a stage of Anandamaya. Okay. We will now go to verse 6 and 7. Yeah. For those topics for homework which we got, some of the topics will be here in this 6 and 7 report. Not all, but some. You can, especially question 4 and 5 is here. Okay. 6 and 7. Mahabhutanya hankaro buddhiravyaktamev cha indriyani dashaikam cha panchachendriya gocharaha ichcha dvesha sukham dukham sangataschetanaadritai etad kshetram samasena savikaram udaritam. Okay, so translation. Anybody wants to read translation? Only translation. Yes, please. Kishori.
Hare Krishna. The five great elements false ego, intelligence, the unmanifested, the ten senses and the mind, the five sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms and convictions. All these are considered in summary to be the field of activities and interactions.
Yes. So now um, we learn about what this material body is composed of. Yeah. One of you had this question to reply to find answer. So here is answer, but you can also search more in other purports and texts. That's where it will also be described. Okay. So the body is made of, it's written here, yeah? From all the authoritative statements of the great sages, the Vedic hymns and aphorisms of the Vedanta Sutra, the components of this world can be understood as follows. First, there are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These are the five great elements, Mahabhuta. Then there is a false ego, intelligence, and the unmanifest stage of three modes of nature. Then there are five senses for acquiring knowledge: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. When five working senses, voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. Then above the senses there is a mind, which is within and which can be called the sense within. Mind is called the sense within. Therefore, including the mind, there are 11 senses altogether. Then there are five objects of senses. Yeah, we're thinking what is object of senses. So this is here talking about objects of senses. I just lost the thing. Yeah, then there are five objects of senses: smell, taste, form, touch, and sound. Now, the aggregate of these 24 items, of these 24 elements is called field of activity. Yes. So every field of activity is made of all these material elements, 24 elements. Yes. Then there is also a desire, hatred, happiness, and distress. So this is about the mind, which are the interactions, representations of the five great elements in a gross body. The living symptoms, the living symptoms represent by consciousness a conviction that are manifested to a subtle body, means mind, ego, and intelligence. There are subtle elements these subtle elements are included within the field of activities. Yeah, so here the one who was talking about what body is constituted from, what is made from, can find answer here in text 6 and 7. Okay, so we can move on. But before that, I wanted to ask if any of you have some questions. We can take some questions now. Everything is clear? Yes, Prerna?
Mataji, can you please explain again that Brahma Pancham, because it was a little difficult for me to understand.
Brahma Pucham. Basically, it talks about different types of consciousness. Yeah, here we have to see the living entities, not just humans. There are innumerable living entities, which starts from the tree, the animals, and humans, of course, as well. So the lowest kind of consciousness is called Annamaya, where everybody only sees Anna. Yeah, give me Anna. Where is food? Yeah, they can see specifically, for example, tree. What does tree thinks about? What does he need? Only when there is sun, he will grow towards sun. So it is only because he's actually only thinking how to eat the sun. Yeah, because of tree's food is sun and soil. So he is happy in the soil and he is happy to see the sun. So this is Anna Maya. Yeah, we don't always judge devotees about these things because finally, we don't see the only humans. We see um, all the different species. So some species, like I said, trees and everything, are in Anna Maya platform. So then comes Pranamaya, which is little elevated. Yeah. So then we're not just thinking of food, but we also feel that, oh, there can be some happiness for meeting friends, or there can be some happiness for being with family together. Yeah. So the higher living entities who 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 are we can say concerned about this, they are on a platform of prana maya, and that is the highest they can realize. Therefore it is said that they realize supreme in this way. So then the next one is jnana maya. Yeah, so this is considered a different type of mental speculators and visitors to deal with everything. So these are so this Jnanamaya is for those who are thinkers and philosophers. So for them, just a family and friends also doesn't seem appealing because it's just a material world. But they are more like into philosophy and like this. So these are Jnanamaya. So next is Vijnanamaya, which are said like impersonalists. Okay? And then there's Anandamaya, which is devotees. So these are different type of consciousnesses. Like we only maybe know one type of consciousness because that's what we deal, we clean in and like this. But these are different type level of consciousness, and then according to them, they are also realizing the absolute truth, we can say, because that's the highest highest what they can conceive. Yeah. So is it more clear, or still there is some doubt?
No, Mataji, it's absolutely clear. Thank you for giving that examples.
Yeah. Okay, good. Any other questions from somebody? Okay, so we'll move on. So now is 6, 7 we read. Yeah, so we still are in the purport of 6 and 7. I want to read one more passage. Yes, so it's the last paragraph of 6 and 7, verse 6, 7. The body is the representation of all the 5 factors, and there are changes of the body, which are 6 in number. The body is born, it grows, it stays, it produces byproducts, and then it begins to decay. And at the last stage vanishes. Yeah. So here somebody had a topic about changes. Yes. So you can take this in consideration. So therefore, field is non-permanent material thing. However, Kshetragya, the knower of the field, in proprietor of the field. Sorry. Therefore, the field is a non-permanent material thing. Sorry, I got lost. Yeah. Therefore, the field is a non-permanent material thing. However, the Kshetragya, the knower of the field, its proprietor, is different. Yeah. So again, it's stressed here. There is a field, but a proprietor or a knower of the field is a different from the field. So now we are actually having the big topic of the different qualities. Yeah. So let's read the verse, and then I'll explain more. Okay. 8 to 12. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam saucham stairyam vinigrahai indriyarteshu vairagyam ahankar anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkadoshanudarshanam asaktir anabhishvanga puttradhara grihadishu nityam cha samachittaitvam itanishtopatishu mai chananya yogena bhaktiya vyabhicharini vivikta desh sevitam aratir jana samsadi adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnana artha darshanam etaj jnanamiti proktam Agyanam yad ato yutam. Anybody wants to read the verse? Yes, Kashish, please read.
Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, strictness, self-control, renunciation of the object of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from the entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness, aimed pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophically search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and beside this, whatever there may be is ignorance.
Yes, very nice. So now this verse is a long verse, but it has just many different qualities described. And the purport is also very, very long. and each of the qualities are, or aspects of knowledge, starting with humility, is described. So it's a 1, 2, 3. It starts from the 4th paragraph. Okay? So before we go there, I wanted to read you. No, we'll read after. Okay, so now I have a quick task for all of you. You can, we will choose one quality each, and we will take now that was previously given, it was a homework. But now we will try to be compact in reading this Prabhupada's long purport. So each of us will take one item of knowledge and find a particular paragraph, and then we'll get an answer of, not an answer, the definition of the all these different qualities. So what you have to do, you will have to read this purport, but you start from the second paragraph, which is written, as for the knowledge outlined here, the items may be analyzed as follows. Yes. So this paragraph you have to, starting from this you read. And what I want you to know, we will choose now each of us one quality of this knowledge, and we will present an English word and a Sanskrit word, and we try to memorize a Sanskrit word. And we don't have to read the whole paragraph, but out of this paragraph, you find the essence, or you find the definition of this particular quality, such as humility, non-violence, tolerance, steadiness. Yes, so you just go through purport and try to find a definition. I'll give you 5 minutes to that. You can see, and afterwards you will just share with all of us. So, but first let's do. Yes, Haribol, someone wants to say something?
Mataji, any topic we can take?
No,
Like,
we will divide now. Otherwise, everybody will take one topic.
yes, yes,
But
yes.
but if you have some preference, you can. What you want to? Which one you want?
Tolerance.
Okay, you take tolerance. Who is here now? All the cameras are off. I don't know who is hearing and who is not hearing. Ananga Manjari, are you here?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Yes, I am
Yes.
hearing.
Yeah. So you take humility, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Damni, are you also a student or you are just a facilitator?
Just a facilitator. But I
Okay.
can take any topic if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see if we are running out of people. You can take.
Um,
So Bhakt Prakash, are you here? Seems not. Visham Mulani, Praina Mulani. Somehow, yes. You want to take non-violence?
Hare
Anyway,
Krishna
you don't have to do
Mataji.
anything. You just have to read the paragraph which describes non-violence, and then you will tell us the essence.
Today or tomorrow or after the
Now,
tomorrow?
now. We still have so much time.
I don't know.
Yeah, you take. It's Bhagavad Gita. You can start already reading. Okay, so Kashish, you are here?
Mataji, which shloka? 13.8 to 12?
Yes. So you take simplicity, okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, you just read and you give us the definition.
Okay,
Kishori,
okay.
Devi, Dasi?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, you read about approaching spiritual master.
Okay,
N-
Mataji.
Neelam?
Hare Krishna Ji Mataji.
Yeah, you take cleanliness. And
Okay.
you just read the purport about cleanliness and you will tell us what's written there in one sentence, 2 sentence, okay? Who is here? Prerna, Nebvani. Okay, Shatabi, are you here?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Prerna is here. You take steadiness, okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Shatabi is here. Then you
Yes,
take
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
false ego. So you find a paragraph, it
False
starts
ego.
with the word false ego, and then you just find a definition of it, okay? It's easy.
Okay, Mataji. Oh,
Yes. So, who else is here? Kamal? Kamal, are you here? Yes. So then you find a paragraph which starts, one should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. And then you find essence. What Prabhupada tells about this? What does it mean? Okay? Can you do it? Yeah. Okay. So we will go till you have 2-3 more minutes. Okay. I think some of you already started to read. Prerna, you have hand up. You means that you are ready, or you have a question. I think
Mataji, can you repeat which task are you giving? Because there was internet shortage here and I lost the connection.
We are doing now 8 to 12. Which topic I've given to you? I forgot.
No, Mataji, you didn't have given me any topic.
Mataji, that
Really?
was steadiness.
She has steadiness, yes?
Yes, you have given to Prerna Mataji steadiness.
Prerna, yes, but Neelam is asking. Neelam, if hand is up, is this because you're ready?
I got that, Mataji. You have given me the topic cleanliness.
Okay, so anyway, who is ready? Put hands up. Okay, and then when more are ready, we will start talking.
Okay.
Mataji, I
Everyone
couldn't
who is,
find approaching a spiritual master.
yes, it's there. It is in a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in a fifth paragraph, middle. In the same paragraph with simplicity. Few lines later talks about spiritual master.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Everybody who is ready, please put hand up. And keep it up, okay? You have 2 more minutes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can read.
No, wait. Because others are still writing. So we just wait for 1 minute. We have 5 hands up. We will wait till 6 and then we start reading. Okay, 6 is there. Okay, a little more. 7. We wait till 7. Okay, good. We have 7. Okay, so I don't know how is the order, but in my screen, I just go according to my screen. Neelam, you share your topic.
Mataji, my topic was cleanliness. Cleanliness is essential for making advancement in spiritual life. There are two kinds of cleanliness, external and internal. External cleanliness means taking a bath, but for internal cleanliness, one has to think of Krishna always and Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This
Okay,
process
so
cleanse
that's not
the.
enough. The external cleanliness is taking bath. Internal cleanliness is to chant the mantra. Thank you. Very
Yes.
nice. Very nice. So you can put your hand down. Next one is Ananga Manjari. What was your topic and define it?
My topic is humility.
Humility. Okay.
Humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. The material conceptions of life make us very urged to receive honor from others, mm, but from the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge, who knows that he is not his body, anyone honors or dishonor parenting to his body is useless.
Yeah. Okay. So our definition was that one is not anxious to have satisfaction by being honored by others. This is humility. Okay? Yes. Gikita, what was your topic?
Hare Krishna Mataji, that was tolerance. Tolerance in Sanskrit, it's called Shanti. I have found that
What is tolerance in Sanskrit?
Shanti.
Shanti. Yes, right.
So, we can say tolerance, in every situation, in especially in Krishna consciousness, when we become devotee. So, in Krishna consciousness, we should tolerate everything, every difficult situation without reacting it.
Yeah. And what Prabhupada writes in a purport about tolerance?
Prabhupada said in every situation, in hot or cold, and every situation,
No,
we
no.
should
Here in this purport, what Prabhupada says about tolerance.
1 minute, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. So next, Kashish, what was your topic?
Simplicity, Mataji. Basically,
Okay. And what?
simplicity. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Mataji. Simplicity in Sanskrit is arjavam, and the definition of that simplicity means that without diplomacy, one should be so straightforward that he can disclose the real truth even to an enemy.
Yes, very nice. So to
Mother,
do, wait a minute. And now we are talking with Kashish. So now the simplicity is that we tell the truth to who?
To our
To everyone,
enemy,
including not
everyone,
to everyone, including
everyone,
enemy. Yeah? So means
including.
that sometimes when we say truth, we may get in awkward situation because often we try to lie maybe just to make our situation easy, yes, but this is not a process of knowledge. Process of knowledge is to be simple, means to tell the truth to everyone, even to an enemy. Okay, thank you, Kashish. Okay, you can put your hand down. Gikita, yes.
Mataji, as Prabhupada said in the purport, that we should practice, we should tolerate our, in spiritual, when we enter in spirituality, we have tolerate more insults and dishonors from others, as we in daily lives. We also hear you are Hare Krishna, you are from Hare Krishna, like that feels some in the starting, that feel why they are saying, but now we feel good, we have tolerated these things, that
Yeah,
yes, we
so
are Hare
right,
Krishna.
right. So tolerant means to bear the insult or it is honor from others.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you. Praina?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, my topic is non-violence. Non-violence, which have types like physically, do not unnecessarily hurt or injure someone. That is called living being. Like verbally, avoid words and hated them, unnecessarily hurt or insult them by avoiding their words or ignore them. Mentally, like avoiding cultivating hatred, like that we want to take revenge, we want to harm them, we have desire to harm them. And by spiritual, recognize that every living being is the Atma, a spiritual soul, and therefore should not be treated with unnecessarily.
Mm. That is
That is called
non-violence, yeah?
non-violence.
Mm. Okay. So, yeah, non-violence. Yeah. Also, non-violence is to give Krishna consciousness to others because that is the topmost non-violence.
Yes.
Because if person is not Krishna conscious, they are suffered. They will suffer. But so if we don't give them Krishna conscious, we just allow them to suffer. So that
Suffering.
is non-violence to give Krishna consciousness. Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down. Yes, Shatabi. What was your topic?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Absence of false ego. So in Sanskrit, absence of false ego means ahankara, being without false egoism. And in Purpose it is mentioned false ego means accepting this body as oneself. When one understands that he is not his body and is a spirit soul, he comes to his real ego. Ego is there, false ego is condemned, but not real ego. In the Vedic literature, the Brihat Aranyaka Upanishad 1.4.10, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am a spirit. This I am, the sense of self, also exists in the liberated stage of self-realization. This sense of I am is ego. But when the sense of I am is applied to this false ego, it is false ego. When the sense of
False
self is
body.
applied to,
Yes, so when the sense of I
yeah,
is
body,
applied to false body, it's false ego.
it is the false
And when
ego.
is the sense of I
Apply to
applied
reality.
to Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, then it is real ego. So the knowledge is
Yes.
freedom from false ego. Thank you very much for your presentation. Put your hand down. Kishori, now you.
Hare Krishna, my topic is approaching a spiritual master. So it is
Yes.
very important for a devotee to approach a spiritual master because without a spiritual master, one cannot progress in spiritual life. Because a bona fide spiritual master is a representative of Krishna, as well as one have to follow all regulative principles for the advancement in Krishna Bhakti.
Yes, thank you very much. So we have to approach Bonafide Spiritual Master because he is representative of Krishna and he bestows the mercy to disciple and disciple can advance nicely. Very nice. Thank you, Kishori. You can put your hand down. Prerna, yes, you just do your presentation and then we can end the session.
Okay.
Prerna?
My topic was steadiness. My topic was steadiness, and the Sanskrit word is sthiram. So we have to be very determined about our spiritual life. We don't have to roam our mind, our senses around this material world. We have to determine that our goal is to serve Krishna. So we have to do everything to serve Krishna, not gratifying our senses. We have to control them. There was also in this word the self control. We have to control ourselves, all the senses, like eyes for seeing Krishna, taking darshan, and tasting Krishna's like prasadam, and from the nose we can smell the flowers offered to Krishna. So in this way we have to be determined and control our senses so that we can achieve our goal,
Fixed
that
in
is
our
to serve
goal. Yes,
Krishna.
very nice. Yeah. Thank you so much for this wonderful, 1 minute, 1 second presentations. That was very good. So we'll see you tomorrow again, the same time, and we'll continue. We ended today with verse 12, so we'll continue tomorrow for more verses. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji,
Thank you
for
so
this
much,
beautiful
Mataji.
session. Thank you so much.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.